Here I'm asked to solve each of the following quadratic equations. Now, there's lots of ways we can solve quadratics. The one I always go to when it's three terms like this is I always try and factor first. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I always got to try because that's, I feel like, one of the easier versions. So when I'm factoring here, remember it is 2x squared. We're multiplying that by the last term to get this top part of our diamond. 2x squared times negative 3. And negative x is going to be the bottom part from the middle here. So now I'm just looking for two things that multiply to the top that add to the bottom, which is in this case going to be negative 3x and 2x. And now I got to throw this all into a box. Be very careful because if you haven't done this in a while, a lot of the people think like, oh, my answer is going to be, x minus 3, x plus 2. Doesn't really work like that because I have an a value. So I got to use the box here to get my final answer. So first term in the first box, last term in the last box, and then really this diamond is meant to split this negative x into two pieces, which is what I get from here. So I got negative 3x and 2x. And now I'm just going to factor out to see what's on the outside here. So I got 2x and x, 1 and negative 3. And so really this breaks down into x plus 1 and 2x minus 3. So now that I've factored this top part here, I set it equal to 0. I'm going to set each individual piece equal to 0. So x plus 1 equals 0. So there's my first answer. 2x minus 3 equals 0. Add 3. Divide by 2. And so I got x equals 3/2 for my second answer. And real quick, just as we go, you might want to pick up some tricks of the trade. Just know that when we're solving, right, we're really looking for two answers for quadratics because it's squared. It's not always the case. Sometimes there's imaginary answers or only a single answer, but just note that it's common to have two. So next one here. I'm going to distribute this 2 into here. So I got 2 minus 2y squared plus y plus 1. And now I'm going to combine like terms, 2 plus 1. So I got negative 2y squared plus y plus 3. Now, here's one thing that I like to do oftentimes is if I have a negative a value, that always throws things off a little bit for me personally. So I usually like to either like move all of this to the other side by like adding here and subtracting here and subtracting here. Or another way to think about it is you can just multiply, both sides of this equation by negative 1. And this is nice because 0 times negative 1 is still just 0. And so now I just have 2y squared minus y minus 3 because I distributed that negative 1. And now if you notice something, we're actually back to kind of what we started with on this first problem. So if you see here, I have a different variable, but it's the exact same problem. So to solve this, I would go through all the exact same steps here, and I would end up getting to y equals negative 1 and y equals 3/2.